You ever figure out what he was saying?
Who?
On that song right here. He sings like he's saying whoever.
He's saying forever.
Forever.
Oh,
Okay.
he's saying forever.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought he was saying whoever.
Yeah.
Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
But forever, I like it. Forever, my lady.
All right, man. We talking about them breakouts today. Ooh.
Yeah.
I like this time of the year.
I saw a few Daves out there I liked.
Yeah. We got y'all all set up, big dog.
Oh, set up.
Yeah, we
Please
got y'all
stop the
set-
Trevor Diggs hate. Please
Ooh,
stop
they
the
hate.
Trevor Diggs
Hey,
hate.
you saw PFF went back and did their homework. You saw that.
Yeah, I had to post it. I had to post the law. Say, Dallas had 2 of the top 10, but what do we know? PFF trash.
I said, look, let's go back and do this homework.
Hey, man, like I told everybody, boss, law, OC, Diggs played, switched to corner, full time his sophomore year, got hurt. Well, he actually got overtaken his sophomore year, so he really didn't even play a lot his sophomore year. His junior year, broke his foot 6 games in, so he really started 1 full year at corner, 2 full seasons in the NFL. So really 3 full seasons in the NFL with 14 interceptions, and people are talking about he's weak. Woo! Where they do that at?
Come on.
Everybody that's hating on Diggs would take Diggs right now.
In a heartbeat.
And watch this. In a top 5 of any draft.
Yeah.
And I said that. Somebody that got you 11 interceptions? Man, shut up.
They know
So,
it too.
yeah,
Tops
everybody
and pass
knows.
breakups.
Yeah. And
Everybody
to
talking
your
about
point,
yardage. Cut it out.
he gonna improve.
Yeah.
That's the other part. Shoot.
Because let's say this, he's going to improve, number one, because he's hearing all that noise. No matter what we say, he's hearing all that noise.
Thanks.
And then 2, contracts coming up. You feel me?
Don't nothing motivate a
But-
man like
So he got to get paid too. And remember what I told y'all, that Stephen Jones and them going to be looking at that yardage too. So I would definitely think he would try to improve on that, just so they couldn't use things against him.
Right.
Facts right there. Gorilla facts.
But see, check this. Check this. I'm keeping it real with y'all. A stranger kept it real with me. So, this is the problem with having 11 interceptions. There's a big segment of Cowboy fans that's going to feel like he fell off when he only gets you 5. I swear to God. They're going to be
do
like,
it every
man, what's going on with him, man? He only got us 5, bro.
Yeah.
He not the same.
Yeah, he ain't. Because you remember when Richard Sherman came in the league and he had all those interceptions in his first few years, and then it kind of fell off, and they're like, oh, he ain't the same. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
He still is.
Right.
He's still the same player. Okay, but guess what? The quarterbacks are looking his way now, like trying not to throw that ball there because they know he's going to pick it off.
Facts. Facts solo. Facts solo. Yeah.
Run it up.
Here's the best song in the whole world.
We finna run it up for real.
He said, I don't need no deal. I make the deal.
I make the deal. You hear me? You hear me? I make the deal. Huh? Right.
And then he said, lately.
Count that too, count it up.
Count it up, count it up, count it up.
Need them ones, I need them fives.
I need them fives.
Come on.
That change to the safe, got blues inside.
Stop losing.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still say and
We
roll my
kicking it off
change.
with
Take
my boy
some
Big
losses
Game
when I
James. I
play.
can't wait for this.
Big
This is gonna be so
game.
Big, where did you send that, bro? I'm trying to pull it back up. Did you send it on my Twitter?
Yeah, I sent it to your Twitter.
All right.
You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike
Johnny,
with designer.
Sam, Roland, appreciate all of you guys. Do me a huge favor. Tell that like button to lean forward just a little bit.
Can't trust a
Right
soul, I
there.
keep a hammer calling
Too legit.
Slap that like button for you.
Run it up. right, man. Let's go. All right, man. So we gonna kick this off fast. So first of all, Big. Man, I want to check under your shirt, make sure ain't no green under there, big dog.
Right.
Cause you know, hey man, you know we've been rocking on the final word, man. I don't like seeing all these Philly combos with my dog. I'm be like, say, man, make sure my boy ain't got no green under that shirt, man. What's going on, homie?
Lift up
No,
that shirt, man.
You know what I'm saying? We just doing that podcast, but if you listen to our last one, I made him change my green to the blue because he was putting too much of that green over
Already.
there.
It's him.
I said, make sure the next show my stuff better be in blue. And shout out to Rome because he said, stop put Big Game James in green, you tripping. So, you know what I'm saying? We rectified that. Ain't never going to be no green over here. Matter of fact, I just said on Twitter that them daggone Eagles and Commanders always talking about us. Stop it, y'all. That's just jealousy. The Giants, chill. I get along with Giants people. We don't never have no problems. You know why? Because they confident who they are. They win games. It's more of a rivalry. You Eagles, Commanders, y'all need to get a life.
That's so facts.
Man, big
so
facts, man.
big dog. But see, I gotta start off with the drama, dog. You know me. I'm gonna start off
Drama.
with the drama. Boom! What in the world is going on with this dog? Let's go. My boy got him a night. so my boy done ranked the quarterback.
Ranked him,
So
man.
we want to just hear from you, big dog. What's your thoughts on this, man? We want to hear from you, and I ain't hating. I respect it. Because first of all,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
independent. I love the independence.
Yo.
So let's talk through this real quick first. Your quarterback rank list. Go for it. You got it.
All right. Well, first of all, I know the hate already came when Justin Herbert was up in there. When Justin Herbert there, he ain't made the playoffs. He ain't did nothing. He had all these people. I don't care. Okay? I like Justin Herbert. When me and Boss watched Justin Herbert, you remember when we watched him a few years ago in that Senior Bowl? And what did me and you say? That dude gonna be a dog.
Yeah.
Me and Boss said
For sure.
he gonna be a dog.
For sure.
And guess what? I know the team ain't been there, but they still building around him. But you can't look at no Justin Herbert in them first 2 years and say he ain't an animal. And he's not. I feel like he is going to alleviate the team. This is going to be his third year. I feel like they put more pieces around him. This is the year I feel like he gets him to the playoffs and cuts all that noise out where he ain't made the playoffs. Justin Herbert is the real deal. So for everybody who want to jump on me about him, maybe I should. I said in the podcast the other day, should have put maybe Joe Burrow ahead of him because he went to the Super Bowl. Okay, I get it. Okay, cool, Joe. I could have did that. And the only other one I would have changed in this list was probably Russell Wilson. The only thing I was down on Russell Wilson because of Seattle as a whole, they weren't good. But if you look at Russell Wilson's numbers, he was still Russell Wilson. So you would say, how's Lamar Jackson ahead of him? I get it. We say Russell Wilson is probably the better quarterback. We get it. He probably should have been up there. But Lamar Jackson is just kind of different. He doesn't throw the prettiest ball. If you're a receiver, you probably might not want to come there. But Lamar Jackson is dynamic. And when he is in the game, he's always a threat. And he can take over a game by himself and win games by himself because of his dynamic features. And I know he had a little bit down year, but he's still a top quarterback in there. And if you look all the list, I think it's pretty respectable after that.
Man, you just done took Justin Herbert in his second year, and he's already leapfrogging Russell Wilson. I could understand. I got you a little bit, just a teeny hair.
But if
on
we
my
look at
guy, Dak
but look
Prescott,
at this
come
year.
on.
If we're looking at this year, right? Okay, what did Russell Wilson do with the Seattle Seahawks?
He did absolutely nothing because he was injured for most of that time frame. Yes, but he still threw for 3,000 yards, 25 tubs, and six interceptions. Right? If I'm going off the top, let me pull up my cheat notes right here.
But hold up. And what did Justin Herbert do? He had 65 completion percentage, 5,000 yards. Okay.
And name me excuse me, name me a quality win that you can go back and say that Justin Herbert won. And he frozen like solid. It was like the movie Frozen. 1 or 2 against the Dallas Cowboys in the second week. He literally threw 3 interceptions, and of course, my guy Parsons got around to him and made him fumble the ball, and they took away one of the interceptions because the aficionados. But we're not finna get into that. I'm looking at Justin Herbert. He still got things to prove. He's only in his second year.
Did Justin Herbert keep him in the game, though? why they were able to play in that game was Justin Herbert. Is that not true?
But he's the same reason why they lost.
Yes
that
or no?
game.
Yes or no? Just yes or no?
He's the same reason why they lost that game.
Yes or no? So
Did-
you gonna tell me if you looking at what Justin Herbert did this year compared to Russell Wilson, you ain't taking that season over him?
Man, I'm looking at the full body of resume.
Yes
And
or
even
no?
though I'm still.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
We only got
you
2
looking
years.
At full
It's
body
too-
of
it's too-
resume.
it's too-
We talking about this past year. We can't go by what they all did forever. We can't go by for what they did forever.
So
we gotta go by
excuse
what
me.
they did
So
from last year.
so
If we talking about top quarterbacks going in here, and if you look at Justin Herbert's first 2 years, he been really dynamic. His first 2 years.
Hold on.
The
So-
Chargers still trying to build their team.
Ooh, I
So,
like this.
I
Fighting out
like
the
this
gate.
debate against my brother
I'm
from
loving
another
it.
mother.
I'm
No other
loving
don't
it.
look like Danny Glover. But let me pull up some stat. What's his name? Is Lamar Jackson is his name? Is Lamar Jackson is his name? You got up there at the top.
Yeah, hold on.
10.
Let me show this list again,
Excuse
dog.
me. Pull him up. So excuse me, are you saying that you based this particular ranking off of just last year alone, or you combining
That's
all
why.
things?
Now that's where I just said now, when I did the list, I said that's the only switch I would do because I would take Russell Wilson over Lamar Jackson. You feel me? But I'm not going to say Lamar Jackson is no bum quarterback. Lamar Jackson is very dynamic. He just came off of you talking about body of work. In just a couple of years, he was the whole league MVP.
Oh,
was that systematic Lamar Jackson, or you talking about just judging the player just off of the way he did?
Lamar Jackson. So you gonna tell me Lamar Jackson couldn't go to other teams and still be dynamic? Is that what you're telling me, Law?
I'm telling you, I'm yelling. Let that one go through. I'm yelling that to you. Lamar Jackson in the Dallas Cowboys system, if we had Lamar Jackson under Jason Garrett, Lamar Jackson would almost be out of the league right now. You mean to tell me that 2,757 yards, excuse me, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead and finish.
Well, let me go say this for last year. The kid threw for 16 touchdowns and 13 INTs, 2,882 yards. If Dak Prescott would have done that, they would have reverse crucifixed him. Now I get it; he was hurt right last year.
Now 2017,
yeah.
I know, but 2017 they were ready to beat up Dak because he had a fall off year. Is that not correct?
Come on, man. He didn't throw for that, man. Let me pull up Dak Prescott.
But did he have quick. How many interceptions did Dak Prescott throw in his 2017 year? I think it was 13.
Oh, I think they still finished 9-7 too. By the way, 22. Hold on, let me go.
But they didn't go to the playoffs, did they?
But he did. He did throw for 22 tubs, right? He did throw for 3,324 yards.
But it wasn't like it was a big number over Lamar Jackson's down year, correct?
Real quick, let me jump in real quick because you getting some love. The Big Time Show said, if it's last year, then Stafford has to be higher. See, that's why I respect your list because you kept it real with me. You know what I'm saying? Now,
yeah, I mean,
I'm going to tell y'all right now, I would have Dak much higher, but I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at you for this. I think you are fair as can be based on how you see it. I like your list, dog.
Put it like this. I can see literally Dak Prescott in front of Lamar. I can literally see where you can say that Matthew Stafford is a little bit ahead of Dak Prescott. I can give you that. But I need to see one more year out of Justin Herbert. I really do. Josh Allen, I can feel you right there in that spot right there. I'm not going to complain about that. Tom Brady, look, man, that's Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, you need to see the list? Here we go.
No. It's good.
I put Aaron Rodgers below because you know what? People put Aaron Rodgers above, but I'm looking at the last few years, bro. You choked it. So I can't. I'm gonna have to put Brady over you.
I'm liking that. That's fair, dog.
You
That's fair.
You had that coach, and they were saying, "Oh, it was Mike McCarthy. He's terrible." You got that new coach, and still same result.
Yeah.
I can see your logic. I really can.
A little bit,
I see the logic. Like, and what I didn't want, just keeping it real, man. I didn't want, because I went to your channel on this, man. I wanted to make sure it wasn't no clout chasing. Because what a lot of people like to do, they want to use when you being independent in your opinions as a reason to try to get clout on my dog. I'm like, nah, don't do that today. Not today. Like, if somebody give you opinion that's outside the norm, respect it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Respect it. You know what I mean? You might even disagree, but respect it, because it take balls to do this. And matter of fact, if you ain't got your list, don't have no opinion.
Wait a minute, boss. I don't have a list now.
Well, I ain't talking to you, big dog. I
Okay.
ain't talking to you, man. You a vet. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the haters, man. I
Yeah.
already know your spirit good, big bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but this
I'm
is the
talking to
thing.
people that like to hate. You know what I'm saying?
Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott both got the same playoff record, is 1-3, and I believe Josh Allen is 1-3 in the playoff as well. But we do know that Josh Allen is ascending. Is Josh Allen 1-3 in the playoff? I could be off. Is he 1-3? Y'all help me out. But
He got a pretty
like,
good
well,
record. I know, because he went pretty deep. He got to
He
have
went
a
pretty
good
deep
record.
his first year, didn't he? His first year,
Josh
they went
Allen.
kind of deep, didn't they?
Did they?
Or no, they lost, because that's when Houston beat them. Because remember, they had the big lead and Houston came back, didn't they? Right?
look, I say this to say
But
that
you know what, Josh Allen, though, Law?
Talk to me.
Law. Even with Josh Allen, I'm going to keep it real. I like his talent, but he's still, if you're talking about Justin Herbert, I want to see another year of Josh Allen, too. The talent is crazy and what they did last year, but now I feel like he's going to have a lot of pressure now, Law and Boss, from last year to duplicate. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I need to see that from him, because remember, Josh Allen was never the most accurate throwing quarterback, even in college. So that's something that I want to watch going into this year from last year, because now they put him up there, and I have him up there too. So he's got to show what you're telling me about Justin Herbert. To me, he's got to show again too.
Yeah, and then I think the world of Justin Herbert. I know both of you guys had him high coming out of the draft as it relates to his skill set and his ability. And I think that Big Game James, you was banging on the table when he was at the Senior Bowl, right? He went to Senior Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I remember that film you did. But we do have to see one more year of him and to see if he can really step it up. I do really believe it takes 3 years to at least see where these players are going. But far as the what's that other kid name from Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. Shoot, that kid, he's really not a kid. He's only a year and a half younger than Dak Prescott, by the way. So he is a long in the tooth guy that stayed in college forever, made it to the pros or what have you, and he got some weapons on the outside. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, who he already had a relationship with, that tight end. So they got weapons. So now that they got an offensive line, we will see them week 2. It should be phenomenal. But we can get to Cowboys conversation. I just had to pick with you a little bit to see where you was at on that list, Big Game.
I like I want to definitely start the show off with the big homie list, man, because it took some balls to do that, man.
Yeah.
I like this because it's different. It's not cowboy-ish. You know what I mean? It's your real opinion of where you see Dak in relation to others. You know what I'm saying? And it's a real opinion of where you see the other quarterbacks in relation to others. So, you know, and I'm not judging your list. My thinking is what I don't like sometimes with some of the other guys is I feel like they get anointed fast and Dak got anointed slow. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying with you.
Right.
I'm just saying.
No, I understand. I totally agree with that.
It's like Dak is always, we got to see.
Yeah.
Right.
When he
You
shows
win
it.
the big one, right?
And then when, you know, and so but I do respect you for this list. I think it's a damn good list. You know what I mean?
Put it like this.
I like how
boss.
you fight for your list.
Put it like this, boss. And I'm going to use the arbiter word if. If Burrows and Herbert have the same year that they have last year, again, shoot, they should be higher on that list. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I think they should be top quarter,
If
especially
they have,
both
if they
go
have the
playoff
same
again.
season. Yeah.
And they both go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll put them up high. But my quarterback number 10 on everybody's list, at least he's in the top 10. Y'all look out for him. A healthy Dak Prescott. Ooh, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, and then to a degree, I see one more thing I want to say about your list. The logic that I think you did with your list when I'm watching your list is based on what have you done for me lately. Then
Right.
some people will look at a body of work. If you're looking at what have you done for me lately, how can people really argue with this?
Outside of Lamar. I'm still
Outside of Lamar.
And maybe Justin Herbert.
I can agree outside of Lamar and you could probably say Justin Herbert because he didn't make the playoffs. Those are the two that you can look at.
You
and
can
say,
kind of fight you on.
You can fight me on those, and you can move those guys down.
Right.
I wouldn't fight you on that.
Right.
But those are the only two I would do. I wouldn't touch nobody else.
Well, since
let me ask you this though. Let me ask both of
y'all.
y'all this though. Kyler Murray, you pull back up that list.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he be higher unless he didn't? What game? He lost one game and then he went on a losing streak. Would Kyler Murray, if he finished strong, would he be higher on that list? If Kyler Murray finished strong, would he be higher?
Yes, I feel like
much higher.
He would be if he finished stronger, but the way he finished, Law and Boss, I didn't like it, especially the playoffs. That playoff game was just atrocious, and it just looked like once one of his main weapons went down, he struggled.
Right.
I need to see some Kyler Murray. Everybody's trying to anoint him. And that's one kid, in my opinion, I can't anoint him just yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who you have at 16, Big Game James? Who's knocking right in the top 15?
I think I had Garoppolo.
I see my brother in the chat, Twin Maker. Garoppolo. He big on Trey. What's y'all stance on Trey Lance since he in there, man?
Now I had him lower, but I like Trey Lance.
Me too.
Now I had a lot of the rookies lower just because of their season. But talent-wise, I like Fields, Lance. I'm going to keep it real. The only rookie quarterback that I was more suspect on was Trevor Lawrence. They all saying this about him. I know it was a toxic situation, but I need to see him with Doug Peterson, and I need to see this because I didn't see the generational talent I didn't see that from him. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't see that. I like Zach Wilson. I think some people look at he might be a little aloof with the leadership, but they got a lot of talent around him, and he's talented. He got an arm, and he can sling it. So I really want to see him in that offense with the Jets. But I like those guys, Lance and Fields, and the trajectory.
Okay. It's time for the law to get back on it, man. Come on, Trevor Lawrence. I'm rooting for you, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm high on Trevor Lawrence, too. I'm high on him.
Yeah, he got to show me.
Yeah, but in terms of what he was showing coming out, being in a pro-style offense, having the responsibilities of a pro quarterback, even though he wasn't against the best competition. And then I really, really loved his pro day. But that's definitely not enough. You're right. You got to show me at the end of the day. But raw tool-wise, I like him. It's just can he put it together. Now, Law, you sit over something from Mike Tomlin. We go talk about the Cowboys and we go talk about our breakout players, but we go do that last. So y'all stay with us all the way to the end. And also y'all make sure y'all hit that like buttons as y'all coming in the door on Everybody channel. Make sure you stop by Everybody channel, hit that like, push all of us up the algorithm, please. Thank you. But I want to kind of get into this because this is fire. What you brought, Law. So let's listen to it and go through it. Can I pause that?
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna keep going, but that was just so spicy what he just said. Let me just rewind that. Real quick.
Rewind.
I'm sorry, James hated when I do that. I'm sorry, Big, but I like.
I'm sitting here loving. I'm chilling.
Okay, cool. I check it, but that was so fire what he said because that's what we've been hearing that, ain't it? He been capping on that. I like that though.
Yoga fire, yoga flame.
Law, what's your thoughts on that, big dog?
I've been saying this since Parcells left. The Cowboys been relying only on talent and not developing their players. I could be 1,000,000% wrong before I get into more details. But now, in this particular last year, Dan Quinn came in with a philosophy of actually talent teaching and elevating players. But since Parcells left, There have not been a coach that's in this particular stratosphere of the Cowboys of elevating a said player to a higher degree. And I don't want to hear about the Miles Austins of the worlds and what Tony Romo eventually developed into, because that was all Tony Romo. I'm not saying that Jason Garrett developed him. We all know what happened with that. So what Coach said, it goes all the way back to also what's going on now with this particular team. And I do like the aspect that Dan Quinn is at least putting on the helmets and pads and teaching and developing these players.
Yeah.
But there have not been a guy that you can literally look at and say, man, you know what? That guy developed under the previous system. Hopefully, man, Mike McCarthy and whatever the world Kellen Moore is doing, that we can see some development going on. But what's y'all thoughts? I could be wrong, though.
Boss?
That's on you, big dog.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, first of all, that was a great explanation by you Law. I can kind of, let's say, I'll bounce off of that and saying that, were you saying the coaches currently aren't developing, aren't coaching? That's where I can say with Joe Philbin. I mentioned him earlier, maybe a couple months ago. I said he's the fire or the microscope is on him, right? Because ever since he's been there, who has he developed on the offensive line? Okay, when you're talking about the coaching, Law, I agree. Who has he developed? In 3 years he's been there, we've had 6 offensive linemen, I think, have come there in the draft. Tyler Biadasz has regressed, as I said. Terrence Steele has gotten better, but they don't attribute that to Philbin. They attribute that to Mayweather, Duke. And then you have your last year guys who didn't even see the field until the end. Josh Ball, you didn't see him. And then the kid from Nebraska, Faranock, you didn't see him till the end. And now you drafted 2 more guys. And those guys got to play now. Well, at least Tyler Smith. So to me, we got to see the development, because I haven't seen the development on the offensive line. And just agreeing with that fact of Dan Quinn coming in with the philosophy, because he came in, like he said, hands-on. I like guys hands-on. That's what Jimmy Johnson, he was hands-on. He was out there. He was putting his hands out there, was jumping. I mean, that's the type of coach I like, who's out there. And you saw how the team really took to it. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why the defense was so good, because Dan Quinn identified, okay, he didn't just say, this is the plan, this is what we're running, and that's it. No, he said, okay, this is we're going to find out. Didn't he say this in the interviews in the very beginning? We're going to find out who does what really good, and we're going to focus on that and make that great with them. And that's what he did. And so that means you have to teach, and you have to find out what's the lifeline of each one of your players. And I feel like that's where the development came. We don't see that. And I also will say, to your point, Law, since Bill Parcells has left, I don't feel like the ownership lets the coaches coach.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
That's another one, yeah.
So, because that's a problem in itself. If you don't let the coaches coach, they become handicapped, and your team becomes handicapped. And then I feel like that's when you lose those big games that you should win. I feel like that happened with McCarthy, because why was he jumping up there saying, hey, I know how to coach, I know how to do this. This kind of crazy. I never seen this. So I feel like that has a seeping in it too, as far as the coaching and the whole team as an aspect.
Good points, man.
So definitely my thoughts on that is you can see why honestly, and I can't stand Pittsburgh.
Me too.
But I got to give credit where credit is due. Just listening, I can see why a lot of people are high and play for him. Just that one snippet showed me how he's able to keep his guys on edge. You know what I mean? And understanding the real window of your career opportunities and maxing out. That was a fantastic speech that was impromptu. Like, it wasn't planned, but it made sense. Like, bro, you got to max out every day, because you don't know when your day go be last. Because what he said that was so genius is like, sometimes you are being bought time just because of your situation. Sometimes your time is expiring because of your situation. Like, for instance, perfect example, Romo and Dak.
Yeah.
Romo play of 2016 was killing Romo's window. That's all it was. The play of 2016 just expired Romo's time. Romo could have kept playing.
Yeah.
But that situation of being able to pay a quarterback $600,000,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, versus $10 million at the time for Romo.
Yeah.
The economics made Romo time expire, even though he had more in the tank.
Yeah.
So that type of stuff, I can see why guys play hard for Tomlin, just keeping it real. And I think I like also, just real quick, how he took the responsibility of teaching his guys,
Right.
not blaming them. He was like, I run two coaching. You know what I mean? But if you hear us and you hear our media, so do we need to look at the players?
Right. Right.
Real coaches not doing that.
Right.
Right? That
Yep.
dude had to work with third string quarterbacks to make the playoffs.
Never had a losing season.
Never. So that just tell me the benefit of
Coaching.
having thoughts like him and just thinking like that. The way that he thinks, to me, obviously kind of spread to his players, just keeping it real. So I did have something else I want to kind of get to real quick on Jerry. All right. So I'm gonna go through this with Jerry, and then we go discuss it real quick. All right, here we go.
We've got really young players, not only the draft picks, but also really more free agents, college free agents that have a chance to help us this year than I've seen in a long time. And so I go right to these new faces, and they're very important for us. They're going to, their lack of success would cripple our hopes.
Pause it for a second real quick and just kind of let that digest.
Cripple.
Yeah.
Cripple.
And he talking about our young players.
You look, boss. When you have young
Yeah.
players, you thinking that they're gonna take you all the way there. And of course, when the Cowboys won their Super Bowl in the '90s, we were considered a young team, and then we was a mature team in '95. But that's a story of a different day. But when you're expecting to win a Super Bowl and you have a bunch of young players, you for damn sure better have a good coaching staff that's ready to fall on the sword that can elevate these guys. There shouldn't have been a nervous bone in their body against those 49ers in the playoff game. But you got to expect that when you have the youth, the young players. And here's the thing. I wish we had this one loaded up, but when Parsons was speaking in an interview, he literally said last year there were moments that I wanted to speak out, but I held my tongue, my mouth, because I was the rookie. But going into this year, I'm speaking out. I'm going to let people know. Sometimes, dog it, you don't have to run the play the exact way, but just be here. Hold that position, because I am the leader now, and I believe that that's the way that the Cowboys should look at this as relates to finding their dog and their leadership. But what Jerry Jones said was a mouthful. So that's the only reason why, Cowboy Nation, I'm banging on the table saying, hey, we like this wide receiver core, but they may need a veteran. Hey, we like this particular spot on the team, but they may need somebody that been here before, because sometimes that youth, you're going to go through those growing pains. But go ahead.
Before we go, let me just finish, and then we finish
This year, their success would enhance our hopes more than any group that I think we've seen. I think they've got that kind of appeal. I'm not so sure that isn't pretty common around the league with the emphasis that we've got and the structure of salaries we've got that this happens. But it's certainly our case right now. So to talk English here, I like all of our picks. Obviously, we haven't had the pads on. And we are talking football here, so it's way ahead of your time to talk about a football player without having seen him in pads. But we've seen him in pads in college a lot.
So I'm gonna just tell y'all what I got from this. To me, just keeping it all the way real, they are putting a lot of weight on Will McClay. That's what's going on, right?
Right.
That's what I'm hearing is the moves that he made in these previous drafts. And the way that Jerry just explained that, he said, this is not coming around the league on how we doing it, where we leaning on young guys and hoping they can actually take us there. But I want to ask both of you a question. Can we blame those young guys as the reasons why we didn't make it? Because I don't see talent as a reason why we didn't make it. You see what I'm saying? So I can't even really fight the philosophy too bad of leaning on these young guys, even though it's uncommon, right? To not get there with veterans. It's usually you get there with veteran leadership. But we doing it opposite. We saying we going with young guys. And he was mentioning undrafted free agents and speaking like this is one of the best classes that he's seen in the Cowboys. So I'm not quite mad at that. Big, am I tripping?
Nah, you ain't tripping, but here's the problem.
Yeah.
We talked about this. We don't hate the philosophy that they're doing. You should build through the draft. You should build through young players. They are your lifeline. That's how you stay competitive, always having good drafts. But you must have some guys here and there that you can sprinkle. So what Dallas is doing to me is that they're saying these are our stars, and I feel like Dak, DeMarcus Lawrence, all those guys are going to have to play out of their minds because we don't get free agents. Right. And we can't really rely on these young guys because they're young. They haven't seen this. So that's why there's so much pressure on Dak and the CD Lambs of the world, because we don't have anybody else that they're getting from the outside, fellas. We're relying on young rookies, undrafted people, and our players. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it keeps on coming to this same thing. When you listen to the fans and other people, I think we're still missing that toughness. We're still missing that grit. Even though we had Dan Quinn and he brought a good attitude, we still got pushed around in games. That's the frustrating part, that those things still happen with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know about y'all, but that still kind of frustrates me. And I feel like that's the reason why we still continue to fall short. To your point, Law, there's no way that we should have ever been nervous to play some San Francisco 49ers. We should have relished that time to say we're going to beat you and take it to where we want to go. I remember, I think it was that week where they were talking about playing the old games of the San Francisco 49ers playing the Dallas Cowboys in the 92-93. And I don't know if it was Dak or somebody else and said, I mean, we weren't really there, so, we were just watching it. No, you need to really watch this because this right here can motivate you and take you to the next level. And I felt like they were kind of just playing off like that was back in the day. This the Cowboys now. No, you need to look at that because they had something that you guys are still lacking, and I feel like that's one of the failures.
Man, big game. Give him some of that yoga fire, man, please.
Oh, man, hold on, man.
What is
it?
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
I cannot express this enough about what Big Game James just said, because what we're doing essentially, and trust me, in that same speech that Jerry Jones said, he did brought up the word hope. He hoped that those guys can elevate. And when you think about it, we do too, because the next receiver next to CD Lamb is James Washington, who most catch ever in his entire career in a single season was 44 catches. 44 catches. And that's the guy that's going to be on the opposite side. Outside of Simi Fehoko, we don't know what he can do. Jalen Tolbert, I think the world of Jalen Tolbert. I just said earlier today on my show, I do like 50,000 of them, that Van Jefferson, and I can recall, he had 50 receptions last season, 802 yards, 6 touchdowns. That was the LA Rams' third or fourth option. And keep this in mind, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. They looked at it like we're trying to win at all costs. That's why they went and scooped up a Deshaun Jackson, because he brought in some veteran experience. And they realized that this is a knucklehead. They cut ties with him. It should be no problem for the Cowboys to do the same on the defensive side of the coin, to pick up an old veteran. I don't care how long the tooth is. Bring him in and do that like an Anthony Barr, or bring in somebody that been around as it relates to veteran and a wide receiver to help. That's all we asking for, because we see that, yes, you got the young team. Excuse me, L.A. Rams were a young team too in certain factors. But you got to be able to really deal with free agency. That's all I'm saying, too.
Yeah, it's like he justifying Stephen Jones' strategy. Can I be real?
Oh, yeah.
Keep it real, boss.
Yeah, he justifies Stephen Jones' strategy because this is not the nature of Jerry. All of us know Jerry is a gambler, man.
Right.
Come on,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
He's a guy that goes all in.
Yep.
And he's been fighting his instincts for years, trusting his son.
Yep.
Can we just keep it 100?
That's my son.
You know what I'm saying? That's my son.
Give yourself a yo got fire.
Yeah, give yourself some fire.
Yo got fire.
Yeah, because
Yo got
And a yo got flame.
see, before people
That's one.
laugh, you got to just really look at it, man. We know. That's why he kept it real and said, it's going to go down with the strategy. Either this strategy go take us there, or if these youngsters don't ball out, which is Steven's strategy. So he's, to me, am I tripping? But it sounds like he's a little bit distancing himself from Steven's strategy. Am I hearing that? Because that's what I feel like I'm hearing, that he's a little bit saying, okay, you also on notice, even though Steven is never on real notice as a son. Never. But
Yo got fire.
he's saying,
Yo got
I'm watching.
flame.
Because we see they have not made no big moves in free agency. And like you say, Anthony Barr still sitting out there. I don't know why we ain't brought him in.
Yeah.
Now
Because they be
now
nuts.
Sue sitting out there.
Sue.
What are we?
Right. What are we waiting for? And here's the thing, boss. You 100%, I 1,000,000,000% agree with everything you just said right there. And because the thing that just, and I said this before, Jerry never just made me mad. He would get me frustrated, but I never got mad at Jerry because he always tried. Jerry always tried to get out. We were never mad at him for it, because if the next year, right, they were saying, man, Dallas need a receiver, dog. We need to do something. What'd he do? He went out and got him a dog type receiver.
Right.
He said, Dallas, we need a safety. He said, all right, I'm going through everybody and finding. I don't care how much it costs, then we're going to bring him in here. That was Jerry. If they said we need somebody to do something, Jerry went out there and said, well, we getting him because I'm ready to win. So that's what I loved about Jerry. Now he done got older, and now his son done kind of neutered him and got him that way where it's like, Dad, we can't keep doing it that way.
Right.
It ain't going to work. It's a salary cap now. We got to
Dad.
do it this way. Trust
Daddy.
me. This is how we have to do it. See, when we in good shape with the cap, we got money. You know what I'm saying? You saying all that, but we ain't getting no wins. And Jerry looking at you like, yeah, we saving money, but I want Super Bowls.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
And to that
like
point, they done brainwashed enough Cowboy fans to feel the same way, because I'm reading people saying, and I'm not shooting any jab at you guys, but Sue is too old. I remember when I mentioned my guy Hakeem Hicks.
JPP, they said it too.
He's too
when I
old.
said JP, go get JPP. They
Yeah.
said JPP, he too old. He got hurt last year. No, him.
Yeah, and look what the Buccaneers just did. They went and got Hakeem Hicks because they looked at it like, hey, he's out there. If it was the Cowboys right now, it would be a bunch of Cowboy fans saying, we don't need him. We got Big Vita Vea. We got the linebackers, man, that can fly out to the ball. We don't need no help. And that's exactly what's happening every year. And then when that passes, what happened, Boss Cowboy? Oh, man, we should have went. Man, we should have went and got this dude. We should have went and got that guy.
Every year like clockwork. Every year, dog. Like every year. All right, and I want to play one more thing real quick. But that was super interesting to me, that our real strategy for a Super Bowl is leaning on the young guys.
Right.
So, but I'm open. only because them young
you
guys
open,
been balling.
I'm not.
Young
But I'm
guys
just saying
been
because the
balling.
young guys been balling. So I'm
We've
kind
been
of
balling, but
I'm not. You know, I ain't. Let me put it on me. You
they're
know, I
gonna
ain't.
ball because Will McClay is a dog with drafting. They gonna ball,
Right.
but it's like we can't put it together.
Yeah, it got to be put together.
Yeah.
And that's asking a lot for young men to come into young guys to come into a man's league and lead them to the promised land.
Yeah.
You need a shepherd. You need you a Moses. You need you a Joshua. You need somebody who been there sometime. So this is, and Jerry himself, I got to give him credit in that he was saying this is odd what we do and how we do it here. So we go sit back and watch this one. I want to play this too about him talking about Mike McCarthy and get y'all thoughts on it. Then we go get into our breakout guys. Here we go.
With Coach McCarthy again, you know how it works on the outside about, oh, he's under pressure, he must win. How do you view it for him that in winning and moving on and his future and what he can be? Because you know the Sean Payton stuff's going to be out there, and if you want Dan Quinn to be the guy, how does Mike deal with that, and how do you view it?
Sean Payton shouldn't be out there. What? That's an injustice to. That's for him. The Cowboys, all of us, that's just sheer pulling it out of the air. Now, it's well known we're good friends. It's well known that we think a lot of him as coach, know him well, and all of those kinds of things. But in this case, asking the way you're asking it, he shouldn't be a conversation piece. Mike has got an opportunity here to win a Super Bowl. And he's got an opportunity to win other Super Bowls. And so that's really the measurement of it. Not just for me, but it's an eternity between right now and this time next year in our game. And I'm not trying to be dramatic.
Yeah, you are.
And so that's what I should dwell on. That's the way this game is structured, where our staff is in place for the year. Mike is not only here, but he's in the best position in my mind to lead this team as coach. He is very qualified to win a Super Bowl. And I will tell you, he has the kind of qualities in a person and individually that I really want to work with. And I know his players feel the very same way, and his coaching staff feels the same way. So I feel good about Mike, and it shouldn't be a part of a conversation right now as to where Mike is relative to Rope or where he is relative to Sean Payton.
Hey, pause. Let me say something right quick, man. Pause right quick. I got an analogy, man, that I got to say and I got to use it before it slipped my mind. It's like that Jason, not Jason Garrett, but Jerry Jones is with his wife. And he's saying, baby, you fine. But good Lord, she over there is banging, boo. Ooh. Look at her. Look at where she move and sway in that sundress. That's basically what he did to Mike McCarthy. Hey, Mike McCarthy, you the coach, man. I like you, man. You got a possibility and a chance to win the Super Bowl. But, man, that coach over there, Sean Payton, he shouldn't be by himself. He shouldn't be alone. God,
and see, D.A. Lee called it, because I called it too. D.A. Lee, my boy D.A. Lee called it. Because he snuck this in there when he said, I'm not trying to be cute. He said between right now and next year, when he said that's an eternity, that was still throwing out some hope for Sean Payton. So Jerry, stop it, man.
Stop it, man.
Stop it, brother. But I also want to say this too before I turn it over real quick to my boy Big. Bro, first of all, shout out to Mike McCarthy, because this is the benefit of standing up for yourself. Because Jerry didn't have this tune before Mike McCarthy spoke out for himself on the Rich Eisen show. You know? So this is, to me, when you see the about face of Jerry and how he respected Mike McCarthy in the public, it's because sometimes you got to put your foot down. Yeah. You know, and he did. And he did. He let the world know, I've never been in anything like this my whole life. And he talked about how they focus on the big picture. So it did cause Jerry to do an about face. and finally give him the public respect with a little bit of a tease about Sean Payton. Am I tripping?
Nah, you ain't, man.
No, you ain't tripping. But Jerry, be quiet. Just be quiet. You keep talking, doing that double talk, reverse talk, back talk. I'm sorry. Once my employer told me all this stuff and now you're backtracking, I ain't listening to you no more. I know what you're about.
Right.
I'm not listening to you anymore now. I know what you really want. You don't want me. You want Sean Payton. I don't care what he just said. We shouldn't be talking about Sean Payton. That's just kind of trying to put out the fire. The season's about to start.
Yeah,
you don't want no drama. You're trying to put out that fire right now. But you still love some Sean Payton. Your eye still is the your eye is still over there looking at Sean Payton, hoping the Miami Dolphins don't offer him all this kind of money because you know daggone well if Mike McCarthy don't do it, you gonna be trying to go after him. Stop it, Jerry, and don't act like you not gonna go after him if it's a failure season. You not gonna look at Sean Payton. Who else you gonna look at?
Who else?
Only other person would be Dan Quinn, because I know you ain't gonna jump on no Kellen Moore right now, are you?
I think it may be his other guy though, Lincoln Riley. Though I heard that he really high on him, but it'll be a whole nother fiasco of learning growing pains in the National Football League.
You just starting over.
That's
saying you starting over.
And
If
80,
you brought in,
how old
if you
Jerry
brought
is?
Lincoln Riley in, you were starting over.
It would be.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
How old Jerry is?
He's 80. That's
80.
what I'm saying, Law.
When I get 80, I want to be sitting down
Jerry
somewhere,
Jones, man. I don't believe an 80-year-old man is going to go with a young dude. He's going to go to another veteran.
Yeah.
And Sean Payton has had this link for so daggone long. Why in the hell he not going to go after him? He can throw all kind of money at him and not be on no salary cap. I don't believe you.
Y'all all watch Coming to America, right? We use this reference all the time, but one of the major parts of that movie was at the end when the queen told the king, "Well, you are the king," but he said it's tradition, and she looked at him and said, "Well, you are the king." So if Jerry Jones, if he's 80, don't drag us along. If Sean Payton is the apple of your eye, or however that saying is, go get him and stop dragging. Just go get him. Make the announcement and say, man, Mike McCarthy, we like you, but we in love with him, and we're going to bring him in.
Right,
and
just
that'll
say
be
it.
my last final hoorah.
But the problem is, and you right, Law, but the problem is he not the king. Steven is the king now.
I forgot.
And
Steven,
y'all know we're not
Mike
gonna win
McCarthy
nothing
was
under
Steven
Steven,
guy.
right? Y'all know
Steven
that,
is
right?
Mike McCarthy's guy.
I know
Okay.
that.
Right. That too. And I feel you on that, Big. Oh man, don't get me started, bro.
Y'all know that.
That's a whole nother
I'ma
subject.
leave it
Let's
alone.
save that for another show, Big Dog.
Yeah, we'll save that for
We'll
another
say
show.
that because that's
It's
gonna get us going. But I tell
it's
you
gonna
this.
be a lot of
It's gonna be a lot of people that hate Jerry. Boy, you better repent.
Hey, you better repent because I had to. I repented.
I repented too. Yes.
I repented a couple years ago. I said, I'm sorry, Jerry.
Yep.
You still frustrate me, but I am sorry because you know how they say boss and law when you watch those movies and they're like, I'm tired of the king. We want the son. We want him. And then they get that Joker, and that Joker start killing everybody, chopping off heads, doing everything that we want the king back.
We want the king back.
That's what it's. We want the king back.
Yeah. Steven running it. And if Steven wasn't his son, he would have fired Steven
A long time ago.
You know he would have.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my son.
As good,
Been gone.
but
That's my son.
he's not because of the love he has for Stephen Jones. And I want to say this for fair use real quick. All the videos that we have been used according to fair use. According to fair use.
Right.
We followed all the rules of fair use principles. We announced that it's in the description. Everything is done up in order up in here, all right? So I just want to say that for all you secret closet, you know what I'm talking about. I just want to say,
Yeah, them guys.
Yeah.
That beat right there, them guys.
yeah, it's some ooey ooey, it's some
Yep.
trying to purge independence.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Yeah, believe
real.
our voice do matter. You better ask Law.
Bruh.
Yeah, so I
Instead
just
of
want
them
to say
saying,
that
let
real
them have
quick.
our princely robes, they like,
Right. Yeah.
they don't
That's
say,
a
let them
whole
have
nother
our
subject.
princely robes.
Yeah, so we got to do everything on the up and up in here. You understand? But just real quick. But now, Stephen Jones, I think Jerry, out of love for Stephen, don't encroach on Stephen.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's super personal to where he tries to front and flex like I'm angry. But it's just like us with our kids. It's only so we only get so mad at I'm so mad at you. Come here and let me kiss you goodnight and tuck you in.
Right. Exactly.
That's what's going on.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
all right, now we got some breakouts.
Look,
Go ahead,
before y'all go further, man, let me tell y'all something. Quick story. My daughter took a black magic permanent marker
Right.
and wrote on the wall, "Daddy, I love you." And scribble scrabbed all over the wall, like permanent marker. You know how the Texas wall are with those type of paint. You just can't you gotta paint the whole thing.
Whole wall,
I
yeah.
said, that's just what it is. That's life.
It's life.
And she marked everywhere, "Daddy, I love you." And as much as I was saying,
I love you. I just love you. Come here and get daddy a kiss.
You,
Get daddy a
I
hug.
want to fire you.
Bigger.
Now come here so I can give you a raise, son.
Man, just try to do better. Just try to do better. I'm trying to see this through.
Yeah, I'm trying
trying
to
to see this through.
You know, so it's the family dynamics and the politics of being a fan, and this is what we got to deal with.
Yeah.
But they also our family.
yeah,
As dysfunctional as it is, they still our family. We married to them.
married to him. I still don't know. how
That's
she
what
got
it
that
is,
permanent
and I'm
marker.
not ashamed to say it.
She didn't get the
I'm
Washington
married
marker.
to this
She got
dysfunction.
the
Big
permanent
James, I know
marker.
he don't want to look at my boy
so-
face. You married, dog. You
married.
can't get out. You can't.
Come on,
you,
Big
I
Abe.
know.
You got the ring
Take
on
a
your
sip, Big
finger.
Abe.
That's
Take
what
a
I-
sip. You gotta take one, man.
That's why
Try the Kool-Aid. It's good for you.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's just
sitting
what
at-
it is.
Big Abe James, you sitting at the dinner table
It is
and they got
frustrating.
the Kool-Aid out. Try the Kool-Aid, it's good. You know, Big Abe James like, no, but you family, man. And we prepare the
family.
Kool-Aid, so that's why you got to drink it.
It's just.
Now say it. Go ahead.
It's like, I'm gonna just tell you, we all know deep down on the inside. That's all I'm gonna say. We all know deep down inside when
Yeah.
we watch our Cowboys, we
Right.
just know. We just know.
I'm with you,
That's all I'm gonna say.
and I'm with you on that. I was thinking that today, bro.
We know our team.
Yep.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it right there too. I ain't gonna say nothing
We
else
just
either.
leave it alone. You feel me?
Yeah,
Just say nothing else.
I'm starting to really.
We know our squad, man.
Yeah. All right, so, but this the part
Yeah.
I've been excited
Positive.
about. Yeah.
She got that
Boss,
breath.
let's talk about the breakout players.
Let's talk about the breakout players. All right. But I have been excited about this because everybody got different thoughts on this. All right. So we started with the big homie, Big Game James. We did this last year. And so with Big Game James, I'm going to show Big Game James' list because he actually killed his breakout players. So let me show my boy list real quick. Let me move it. Yeah. And then we going to show his new
Oh, man,
list.
I didn't
All right,
know
here
we
go.
did this last year, man. You sneaky.
No, you wasn't in the show.
who?
You had a family emergency. All right.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So,
family as
but
well.
his 21 breakout players was Trevon Diggs. That was his number one. Hit that on the head. His number two was CeeDee Lamb. Made sense because CeeDee Lamb was lighting up training camp. His number 3 was Randy Gregory. Now this is this year's. I'm excited to see this. All right, Big Game James, 2022 breakout players, and you got to break this down, bro. Jalen Tolbert, Tony Pollard on the offense. Let's just stop right there, and I want you to go through your offense, and we gonna talk about it real quick. And then we'll take your
first
defense.
Let's start with, okay, cool. Well, let's first start with the rookie, man, Jalen Tolbert. I just feel like right now, okay, this is an opportunity for him. You got Michael Gallup out. James Washington, we don't know, okay? This is a perfect opportunity, and I feel like he already has, just like CeeDee Lamb. You remember when CeeDee Lamb came out to draft and Dak kind of put his hand around CeeDee Lamb and they got real close? You saw it in the rookie year, and you saw it this past season. Dak and CeeDee Lamb had some chemistry. What did Dak do when Jalen Tolbert got in here? Reached right out to him, talking to him. I feel like that bond is already starting. We've already heard him already looking good. You know, I know it's mini camp, and I know they don't have the pads, but fellas, you already know, Boss and Law. We saw what we saw at South Alabama, and we don't believe that was fake. He did that against good competition as well. He has the size. He has the ability to get past defenses. Like I said, he averaged almost 13 yards a catch, had 8 or 9 TDs, so he can get in the end zone. And I just feel like this is a perfect opportunity to come in. And I can see where he could come in like a CeeDee Lamb, how he came in his rookie year, and a Michael Gallup get like a 50, 60 catch season, because that's going to be available to him. And he's going to get allowed and be able to get those targets early. If you remember when CeeDee Lamb first came in his rookie year, Dak was his favorite target. He was going on a monstrous pace on his first 4 games. He was going crazy because Dak was looking for him until he got hurt. I think Jalen Tolbert going to come in and surprise a lot of people and pick up a lot of slack where these other guys aren't there. So that's why he's going to be a breakout player for me.
Hold on
Now,
real quick before you go to
all
Tony
right.
Pollard, because, you know, I want to say something real quick on Tony Pollard, big dog. I don't agree that Tony Pollard gonna be a breakout player. And I know he can. I don't trust Kellen Moore. Because I was hearing like this year, they moving Tony Pollard to the slot. We heard that last year and the year before that. And he got a brain freeze on how to use Tony Pollard. Can you talk me off that cliff, big dog?
That's going to be very hard to talk you off of, because you know what? When we heard Boss, that he's in the slot, he's playing more receiver, they're going to use Tony Pollard no more. I made the tweet like, yeah, all right, we done heard that before.
We heard that before.
We done heard it all before, but this is my glimmer of hope. Remember how you say the glimmer of hope, Law and Boss? Remember how you say the glimmer of hope, Boss? This is what I'm going to look at. 2019, 2020, 2021. Attempts a game, rushing, 86, 101, 130. Each year they went up. Okay. Attempts per game as far as rushing, 5.7, 6.3, 8.7. They went up. He had a career year in yards, 719, 5.5. And this is where I'm going to say the glimmer of hope, because the shining light is on Kellen Moore this year, fellas. The shining light. See, the shining light wasn't on him them other years. He was hidden. Kellen Moore was this, Kellen Moore was that. But guess what? Guess what? PFFs just say you the second best coordinator in NFL. God. You feel me? So maybe you got to live up to that now. You might have to read them press clippings. Guess what? Kurt Warner and all them bust you out. A lot of people down on you, Kellen Moore. So don't you think if I'm a coordinator, I want to shut a lot of people up? This is some proven grounds right here, because the light is on me, and I got to get playmakers on the field. So what I'm going to use off the glimmer of hope, that since it's going to be me on blast this year, and it's going to be a lot of shine on me, I got to get these balls to these playmakers. So I got to make it happen. So that's why I'll say, especially coming off his best year, even though we were frustrated, it still was his best year since he's been with the Cowboys. I'm going to say he gets a lot more carries. I'm going to say he does catch the ball more, and I'm going to say he gets more receptions, more yards rushing, and he becomes a viable weapon that we can say, man, that boy good. And I'm going to live off of that, y'all, because that's the only thing I can do, is that the eye is on Kellen, and he's got to do it. And this is a year that Tony Pollard has got to see the ball this season.
My boy drinking that Kool-Aid. What is going on, man? It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. Ooh, let's get back to your list, big dog, because you just shocked me.
It is
you
measured,
just shocked me.
It is measured, though. It's measured, though.
It is measured because he gave some good ingredients on. Yeah, it's measured. It is because you gave the political scenario of how the pressure is on him to feed his playmakers. I agree. I do agree. I'm just gonna mess with you on that Kool-Aid because I ain't used to you sipping, dog.
Yeah, because you feel me? Because that's the only thing I can live off of. You feel me, fellas?
Yeah,
because
you make sense.
We don't have nothing else. So the eye is on him.
What kind of sugar you putting in there, though, man? Is it agave?
No, that's some good sugar, dog.
That's good sugar? Okay.
I mean,
some honey,
I probably overpoured it. Now I heard some people in comments like, and I said this in my own head. Now we already know how the Joneses do. They ain't gonna let somebody get the ball because they don't want to pay him. But this is a different situation because he's a running back, and that's why I feel it's different because they don't, even if he goes crazy, they can still say, we don't got to pay you. We go out there and do your thing. We just draft somebody else. They don't have to do that with him. So they can let him go crazy because they're probably not going to pay that kind of money for him anyway. You feel me? So let him go crazy.
Yeah. Hey, let's go to your defense, and then we go hear your case on this defense real quick. Defensive side.
Okay.
So on the defensive side, you got Quentin Bohanna,
Big Bo,
and also Odighizuwa.
Man, I'm gonna do a back.
Oh yeah, also Odighizuwa.
For Big
Talk
Bo.
us
Yeah,
through
man.
it.
These two guys. First of all, let's talk about Quentin Bohanna. Now we always saw he only had like 10 tackles for the whole season. His playing time decreased as the season went on, toward like the midseason playing time decreased. But we already talked about this, fellas. Big men take a little bit longer to really adjust in the NFL, especially when you're playing that one tech position and the zero. So I just feel like, he had to get his feet wet. But you know what? Quentin Bohanna's been real quiet this year. Nobody's been talking about him. Everybody been talking about John Ridgeway and this and that. When John Ridgeway got drafted, I remember Marcus Marshall was like, yeah, I like him better than Bohanna. Bohanna said, hey, I like that pick. I like him getting Ridgeway. I like that attitude from you, Bohanna. But I remember when you got drafted, you said, look, I don't care about this and that. My job is to hold that front and open that line up for my linebackers, and that's what I'm here to do. So I feel like when I say breakout, does he go crazy and get 5-6 sacks? No, but I will say he becomes that steady guy that we need in that middle, that guy that can hold that front, that guy that can penetrate. I saw it happen at Kentucky. We saw the potential. I feel like it comes out this year. I will say it gets to like 3.5 sacks this year. I'm going to say it, Quentin Bohanna. You listen to this tape. I'm going to say you get 3.5 sacks. Watch this tape, dog, because I got your back. You said, guess what? Mini camp is in the books. You about to show somebody. Show us. 3.5 sacks this year. He's that main guy in the middle, and he holds that front for Micah Parsons and does everything that he needs to do to get down and dirty. And we finally got that 0-1 tech we've been crying for a long time.
I'm not used to this, dog. My boy's on that Kool-Aid hard. David, what's going on, bro? All right. Man, no, I feel you on that. I do feel you on that. All right, now we got you, Law. Let's get Law breakout players. You
we gotta get Osa. We gotta get Osa.
You gotta break down
Osa. My bad.
Go.
Yeah,
my bad. Go.
Oh, that's the guy right there. That's the guy right there. I think we were all excited. I think, when he was drafted, we were wondering, could he be that guy? You know what I'm saying? And I love Odighizuwa. He has the wrestling background now. He struggled toward the end of the season. I think that was a situation where I feel like they were putting a lot on him. Remember me and you were talking, boss, how they kept on putting Tristan Hill and him in the middle, and I felt like that wasn't conducive for him. So I feel like they were playing him a little out of position. He was getting a lot of double teams. I feel like that just really wore him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we saw that potential, right? We saw like the first 4 games, him and Michael was going crazy. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
When we was like, Odighizuwa going nuts out there. And this is where he goes even more crazy. So he had 2 sacks this past season, right?
3.
Osa Odighizuwa. He had 3. Well, 3. I'm saying he gonna get 5.5 sacks this year.
Oh, wait,
close to 6
from the interior, dog.
from the interior, dog. He gonna go nutty this year. You know he gonna have Golston and those other guys, but I feel like Osa is not a guy that rests on what he does. He's not a guy that sits on and just rests on what he does from last year. I feel like he wants to be even better. He wants to show he's even better than his rookie season, and he has that ability already. We can't say he didn't have that ability.
he got it.
So I'm gonna say he 32 solo tackles this year.
Oh,
I'm gonna say he gets 40. I'm gonna say he gets 42 tackles, 5.5 sacks, and I don't know how many pressures, but he's definitely breaking out. Osa, get it, man.
Oh man, Daddy, you made the hellifying case on Osa.
Man.
God, dog. Yeah, I like
Good
that you
stuff
put
right
out some
there.
real numbers out there too. My boy put out some real numbers, Law.
In
All right,
numbers.
so Law,
Yeah.
let's go to Law now. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Let's go,
that
Law.
was big.
Oh my God.
Oh, the OC. Hold on, the OC. He ain't. That's the OC. He ain't make it. So we got Law.
Oh.
All right. So
Talk to me, Law. Let me
Nation,
see that.
2022 breakout players. CD
CD
Lamb.
Lamb.
He gonna do the Dez Bryant. He gonna do the Dez Bryant, huh?
Look, you gotta see me hold my list right here, man. I'm gonna hold this list. And I said that he's gonna have north of 116 receptions. That is a Cowboys record, yes or no? He's gonna have north of 1,300 yards. And this is the major thing that a lot of people gonna say to Law.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
He's going for Dez Bryant record, man. He's getting 17 touchdowns. Let's go, Cowboy Nation.
That's the one. That's the one that's like, God dog, boy, you sipping.
You sipping.
You
No.
sipping.
Pour the glass, man. Pour the glass.
That's not sipping.
Open
That's
wide because it's
gulping.
Thursday.
It's your birthday, dog.
That's
God,
gulping.
Lee.
17 touchdowns, dog.
He's going for that record.
17.
He's going for that juggler,
17?
man. Dez
I ain't
had
mad at
16
it, though.
one
He had
year.
a double-digit
I ain't
touchdown
mad
guy.
at it, though.
We didn't have
I
a
ain't mad at
double
it.
digit
This
right
is the
now.
year.
Look, what did Mike McCarthy said about Jerry Rice? We said this last night, Boss Cowboy. I'm not saying that CD Lamb is Jerry Rice, but
Fact.
Jerry Rice type of situation would be, this is your wild card. This is the guy that you need to get the ball to at all costs. If it's an underneath route, if they playing overs, if they playing quarters, let me send him on a drag underneath. Let me get him on the end around. Let this be the CD Lamb, the nucleus of this particular offense. He is the second most explosive player on this team. Tony Pollard is number one. And let's get the ball to him. And when I say breakout, I know that he arrived last year, of course. But that's against the twos. That was against JV, right? Now it's time to do it on a consistent level against the number one DB, and I'm quite sure that my guy CD Lamb, if Kellen Moore can get his head out of his you-know-what and just focus in on the 88, we'll be okay.
All right, let's go to your next player. Jay Ferguson. Ooh, I like that one, dog.
Jake
Yo
from
got
State Farm.
fired.
I like that one.
Yo got
I like
claimed.
that, Jake
Make
from
the
State
case,
Farm.
dog.
I like Jake from Farm.
Here's
Jake
my
from State
case
Farm.
with this, man. The thing is with Jake, not from State Farm, but Jake Ferguson. This guy, they're going to do more 12 personnel suits. I believe that he is the guy that's going to run that shallow route underneath as well as take care of the hook route that's in the middle of the field. And we need a safety relief valve. I really think that Dalton Schultz is high on himself. He's not participating in the OTAs or what have you. And if you are a young rookie, you are looking at that saying, yeah, Schultz, stay on the sideline because this gives me more opportunities for rep. This gives me more opportunity for rapport. I'm not worried about this guy sitting on the bench because I'm looking at this like the more reps and the more opportunities I get, I can be that guy. And it's all straight business with Jake Ferguson because he's looking at it like this. I am a sure blocker. I can run those hook routes. I can run those intermediate passes and catch those intermediate passes for the quarterback. And I'm not afraid to do things to help my quarterback. I believe, as you said, Boss Cowboy, in your thought track of Jake Ferguson before he was drafted, that he is everything that Jason Witten exemplify and exhibit.
Yep.
I really think that he embodies that. They didn't give this kid 48 for no reason. This guy is going to get out there and make something happen. And at his rookie year, I think that he's going to be that breakout player when people look around and say, hey, man, look at that 48 guy.
All right, let me see if you got some more. Here we go. Let me see. All right. Sam Williams.
Yeah. Everybody that's listening, there's only one player that came out of this draft that had more sacks than Sam Williams. And from a defensive edge guy who got linebacker in him as well, right? Converted from a linebacker down to his edge as a 5 technique guy, what have you, on the collegiate level. Now he got Dan Quinn, and me hearing news and noise of him having near 3 to 4 sacks in practice. We talking about practice, not a game. And
That's
before the detractors say,
Yoga,
man,
fire!
no,
Yoga,
you know,
flame!
That was practice. Anybody? Well, why? And how come we didn't hear that by the other players? Why we didn't hear Dante Fowler having 4 sacks or Dorrance Armstrong having 4 sacks of Chauncey? So there's a level of skill set in him that I know for sure. We talked about this before. Earlier in this show, where coaches can elevate the talent. There's no issues. Oh, he had bad hands. You know, the thing is disengaging, getting upfield, getting skinny. I heard all this training camp or OTA, because we haven't made it to training camp yet, that they working on him. And I said, if he can just get skinny and get small and get to the quarterback, it's going to be trouble, because you can't teach 4-4. The kid is 6'4" and he runs a 4.4 off the edge. I think that even at a rotational aspect, this guy right here is going to have a breakout year. And I'm not saying that he's going to have a Parsons year, but it's going to be Parsons-esque, meaning that it's going to be a guy that they're going to have to pay close attention to on that edge.
Say, and see, this, I want to kind of steal your thunder just a little bit. See, Michael Parsons is such a freak that we don't even recognize a freak that's just a freak level under Michael Parsons. Do that make sense?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, 4.3 speed at Michael Parsons' size is so freakish that when we see 4.4, we like,
Yeah.
and it's like, bruh. So, all right, so that's my turn to get to my breakout, guys.
Oh, did I had
already
Osa
know.
on that
Let's
list
see.
too? I think I had Osa on there.
Did you have Osa?
Yeah, I had Osa.
Make your case for Osa. I just left it
okay.
off.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Like Big Game James said about Osa, he had 3 sacks last season, and of course, the 37 pressures that he had. You guys got to understand and realize he hit the rookie wall last year. He flat out did. And with that being said, there were people banging on the table for Christian Barmore and all of those other guys. But what Osa did was he put on his helmet and his pads and he got upfield. I really think that if he had not got a little nicked up in the middle ways of the season and hit that rookie wall, he was on pace for hitting 5 sacks last season. He had 3 last year. So Osa is going to be that guy to elevate his game. Why? Because you got if it's Big Game James got Big Bo, if it's not him, is the Vanilla Gorilla or is Carlos Watkins. Anybody that can really improve and help themselves out. If Osa is getting those one-on-ones, it's going to be over with. I like his skill set. I like his temperament and his nasty dog mentality. So look for Osa. I don't have the sack prediction for the 2022 season, but just know that he's going to have a better season than he had the year before.
Nah, I think that's what's crazy is all of us got Osa on our list.
Yeah.
Every one of us got Osa as a breakout. You know, so that's a good sign and indication when we all seeing the same thing and got the same people. That's the only person that all 3 of us got on our list. All right, so All right, so my list. I'm gonna show last year, so I ain't gonna get into it, but I had a big list.
I was about to say, yeah, the whole squad.
Push it big.
The whole squad breaking out.
Law of average.
dog.
One of these guys
bro.
gonna
I had
hit.
a big list. Hey man,
He said one of these was
I had a big list, dog.
He said bonus. Hey, I like that
The
bonus
T.
on Curse though.
Yeah. That curse worked out. I think, but I hit on some. I missed on some. I missed on Donovan Wilson, Jalen Smith. Even though he was playing well, he off the team.
That's because Donovan got hurt.
Yeah, that's it, because he got hurt. And then Tyler Biotish, he didn't have the year I expected. So let me get into let me get into this year though. Let me get into that's 2021. Let's get into 2022.
Uh-oh.
My 2022 breakout players. I'm starting with the offensive side. I got 3 offensive linemen that I
all
think
linemen.
I put Tyler back on my list.
Uh-oh, the
All right?
T's, the triple T's.
I
Yeah.
considered it, boss.
Yeah. Go make the case. Go ahead.
No, you make the case. I want to hear you.
Okay, this is my case for Tyler. So, year 1, fantastic. Okay? He actually had the best run blocking grade out of all linemen as a rookie. Year 2 was up and down. Started very cold, ended up better, much better, right? I think year 3 is the breakout year for most of these players. That is what I generally say about all trench players. I think year 3 is where he's going to finally hit his stride. Everybody's not Zach Martin. See, that's the problem.
Right.
When you coming from not Zach Martin and Fredericks and Dak and Zeke, everybody don't have those instant impacts like those guys did. You know what I mean? Some guys really got to go through their Anthony Brown development. They got to go through their hard days. I think that's Tyler Biotish. Terrence Steele, he was given a bad rap last year, just period.
Hey,
I think he shut up everybody.
Before you go into Terrence Steele, I just got to say this about your guy Tyler Biotish. I just pulled up his stat sheet right there. No one had more snaps than him in center last season. He had 1,200 snaps at center. Put him at first place. He allowed 0 sacks in his entire career last season. You know, he didn't allow 1 sack, and the only thing that he got to clean up on is he was the most penalized center though. He had 11 penalties, but everything else is showing flying colors. And I need to go back and look at his tape. Go ahead.
Well, I would say this too, Law, because this is one thing that you say all the time that I think you say better than anybody. You can't look at a player based on them individually. You got to look at them with the total parts that's around them.
Right, true.
It hurt Tyler Biotish to be playing by Connor Williams. It's going to help him to be playing by Tyler Smith. So that's another reason why I'm betting on a breakout. It's because of what's around him. You got a guy that's more built for run blocking. Okay. So you're not going to have the pressure, in my opinion, to feel like you got to help and do all kind of stuff. And you go get help that you wasn't getting when Connor Williams was losing, especially on bull rushes. Even though he didn't lose a lot, that still put pressure on your center. When you have 2 good guards with Zach Martin and a first round in Tyler Smith, it's going to help him. And then I bet on Tyler Smith, especially because in a breakout year, because he's been getting a lot of noise, even though it's no pads, but also his run grade was so good in college. I think that's going to transfer to guard. I just think it's going to transfer. All right. So then on the weapons, and I'm going to go through this quick. I also agree with Jake Ferguson because I think he's going to have to play. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be force-fed the ball. So I agree with you, Law.
Oh, yeah.
I put Ezekiel Elliott.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I put Ezekiel Elliott. Now, a lot of people go hate that, but Zeke is getting hated on, bro. Zeke was balling before that knee, and I think he responds to the noise. So every time there's a lot of offseason noise, I think it drives him, and I think it's going to translate. He just going to have to stay healthy. If he stay healthy, Zeke go ball out. I also definitely put Jalen Tolbert because I just see it on him. I see the it factor. I agree with you, Big Game James. Plus, to Law's point, I think it's the sum of all the parts, he gonna have to step up and he's gonna be used. So I think the fact that CeeDee Lamb is gonna be initially commanding so much attention, I think it's gonna open it up for Jalen Tolbert, and I think he gonna take advantage. All right, defensive side. I got 3 breakout guys. Most of my breakout guys are edge guys. So I said Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, and Osa. The reason why I'm putting the edge guys because I think Tank and Micah is gonna open it up for whoever is the reserve edge guy, because I think it's gonna be so much attention on Tank and Micah that it's gonna make whoever the remaining edge guy is, he gonna have one-on-ones for most of the season. You know what I mean? And I just think it's something they can take advantage of. All right. So for bonus, I put another edge guy, Dorrance Armstrong. Don't laugh.
No, you good.
Hey, he had a career year last year across the
Yeah,
board.
I think he's trending up quietly. I think he's trending up. It's just where he hit that last mark and turned the corner. I put him down for bonus, and then I put Marquise Bell.
Oh, wow. That's my dark horse there. Yeah.
That's my dark horse too. So yeah, those are my breakout players and who I think have a chance of really setting the mark. The reason why I got so much offense though, because offense has no choice but to step up.
Let me ask you
to be
this, though.
honest. Yeah,
Fowler, over or under 6 sacks?
I say over.
Oh, wow. All right, Sam, over or under 6 sacks?
Everybody can't have 6 sacks. Shoot.
Man.
I'm gonna say under for both, but I say they both get around 5 sacks.
Armstrong, over or under 5 then?
I'm gonna say Armstrong gets about 5 or 6.
You know what? Out of
I
that,
say over.
Yeah, out
5.
of that list,
I'm gonna say
4 or 5.
you know what?
At the best.
What we used to do, Big Game James, we would say a bold. Yeah, we do a bold prediction, right? We used to do that, Big Game James. I got a bold prediction.
bold prediction. Dorrance Armstrong go ahead, say it.
Bold
say
prediction.
It, say it.
I'm speaking it from the bottom of my NUTs. Sam gonna have 12 sacks.
Oh, wait.
Wow. Wait a minute.
And remember,
The button on that.
nothing but the best. Let's go.
Say talk, make that case, big dog, because you pulled that straight out
jumping
the.
out there.
It just hit me,
Not
man.
jumping out there.
I'm jumping. The
it
reason
makes sense, though.
Reason why I'm jumping out so far, and if
I
I'm
like it.
drowning, I know y'all my
No,
dogs.
you
Y'all
ain't
gonna-
drowning.
Y'all gonna throw
Make
the
the
light,
case.
and y'all gonna pull me in and give me some valid
No,
excuses.
I like it.
But
Talk.
when I look at Quinn and what he was able to do on the opposite side, it just hit me. If we have Parsons and D-Law doing their job, this is going to be a guy that's a 4-4 guy that's going to be a sack specialist. And and it's very tangible. This is something that you can literally see, because on a college level, there was not another lineman better than Charles Cross, and he got a sack on him, right? At Evan Neal, he got a sack on him. He running around, he got a sack on him. And I get it. We playing against these guys is on a higher level. But these guys going to have to focus and concentrate on Parsons, D-Law, what have you, a fresh set of legs, because Fowler's going to get into the mix. I just really think that on the bottom of my NUTs that this dude is going to give you 12 sacks. He's a double-digit sack guy. It's just going to hit everybody by the element of surprise. Sam Williams, mark it.
Yoga fire. Yoga
Respect
flame.
that, Law. I respect that, and that's a hellified case too. It's a hellified case.
So there's two
this
bold
is why-
predictions, though. Y'all got to give me
like
y'all
it.
bold predictions.
That's
too.
Let me think. You go big. You go big. Let me think on this.
And in the chat
I
too,
got a
somebody in the
good
chat
first-
too, give me y'all.
Oh, I
bold.
got a great. I
want to hear the chat
big
bold predictions. You right. Hold on,
I got a great
big,
bold
real
prediction.
quick, real quick. Put y'all bold predictions too. Now, don't let us stand out here
They
by
gonna go
ourselves.
crazy.
Put y'all
They
bold
gonna
predictions.
go
Go ahead,
crazy.
big.
They're gonna go crazy.
I wanna
My
hear it.
first bold prediction: DeMarcus Lawrence
What?
Gets 14 and a half sacks.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now,
This
that's
is
bold.
coming from big.
Now that's bold.
That is
Because
bold,
you know how I feel
dog.
about DeMarcus Law.
I gotta
I'll
hit
say
your button
That's
for
a
that.
bold one. Hey, I love being a Cowboy. 14 gets double digits.
Big Game James.
Game changer.
Hey, let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
That is definitely game changer, dog. Ooh.
Right there.
Right
D-Law back in the double-digit sacks. He's frustrated about Parsons, and he goes nuts this year. And on the offensive side of the ball, I know Law went crazy with C.D. Lamb, right? You went crazy with C.D. Lamb? Well, here's my bold prediction. Tony Pollard gets 1,000 yards rushing this year, and he catches 60 balls.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
1,000 yards rushing, 60 catches.
What? Come on with it, boss. 5K Dak. Come on, baby. Come on with it.
Hold on,
Yeah,
bro.
for real.
I'm trying
Come on,
to,
boss.
I'm trying to digest
No.
what my boy Big just said, bro. I'm really over here, dog. Hold on, bro. Hold on, Big. I got something for you right now, bro.
Come on with it, bold. Woo!
Ooh, that boy got the whole picture.
Hey, boss gonna say Jay Ferguson gonna get 90 catches.
Nah. I'm gonna tell you right now. All right. My bold prediction is Jalen Tolbert is gonna do 1,100 yards with 6 to 7 touchdowns. Matter of fact, I'm gonna up that.
Reception.
I'm finna up that. He gonna do 1,300 yards, bro.
That's a rookie record.
That's a rookie record.
No, it's not. No, it's not because
No, it's not because Moss
1,600
did like 17.
Yeah,
That's
That's a Cowboys rookie record.
That's the Cowboy
he
record.
gonna
ain't
break the. Y'all heard me now. Now that's my
it? He breaking
bold.
the Cowboys
Jalen
record,
Tolbert.
rookie record.
Yes. Tolbert is gonna do 1,300 yards and I want to say 7. I'm leading on 6 touchdowns.
Hey, wait a minute. Van Jefferson had 6 touchdowns out of 50 receptions. Come on, up that number.
Okay.
Up it.
8. That's it. I ain't going no further.
He going double
8. He gonna do 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns.
No, you gotta put that Kool-Aid picture on yourself now, though. You gotta
Hey,
get
I
that big
will,
Kool-Aid
bro.
picture.
I will, because I'm drinking it. Listen, come here. I'm gonna put it little, though. I'm gonna put it little. I'm gonna put it little. I ain't gonna make it big. No, I'm gonna make it big, dog.
Okay, man.
Here it is. Drink it up. Drink it up, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah. I think it's a matchup thing, and I think he's going to take advantage. I think he got that moxie attitude. He got the mentality. I think he got the long speed, the game speed. He got to work on his drops because he did have some drop issues.
Well, if y'all saying that, then you might as well say Dak going to throw for 6,000.
Nah.
Because
5K Dak.
Law said CD getting 13. You said Jalen getting 13. Woo!
Yeah, Dak go
Dak
chunk.
going crazy.
I think
Dak
Dak
gonna throw that ball.
5K Dak. I'm calling it 5K Dak.
Dak gonna hit 5K
He gonna get
easy.
your guy Justin Herbert's numbers. What Justin Herbert
Easy.
threw last year, man? Let me see what Justin threw.
He gonna do that.
Threw for 5,000.
Dak is gonna do
38
5,000.
touchdowns.
That ain't even bold.
Let me see what
Be
Jay
honest.
Herb did. Let me see what Jay Herb did last year. I'm pulling it
All
up
right.
right now. He
My
threw for
other bold
5,014. Okay. Yep.
My other bold one is Dante Fowler is gonna get 11 sacks.
Oh, so he's going to duplicate what he did with them Rams.
2019 Ram.
I think it's gonna be a real surge of Dante Fowler. It's gonna be, but Law, I agree. It's gonna be out of Dante and Sam. One of them gonna take
Get
off.
11 sacks or 12.
One
sacks
of them.
on the
One
side.
of them, one of
Yeah,
them
gonna take off.
Take off. It's one of them two. Y'all mark it
Yeah,
down. Y'all
And
mark
I'm
it
starting to lean on Sam.
And I'm saying,
Law.
I'm saying
I'm starting to
D-Law
change.
because he mad at, and I'm saying D-Law mad at all of them, and he gonna come in there. Even
like that
though
too.
I don't believe in my heart. It's like no.
No, that's real though. I think that's a real good one, bro. It's gonna be, can he stay healthy? If he stay healthy,
because he hasn't having double-digit sacks since what? 3 years ago?
yeah.
Look,
And then,
let's be
and
real.
and then to your point, Big,
Micah
makes it impossible to double him.
Big
Yeah.
facts.
And you still got, and to your point, You got Sam Williams now and Fowler. That's you still got Armstrong. You got guys that can rush the passer. So guys are going to be able to get there. And I just want to say one last thing about what you were talking about. It was a very good thing that you said, boss, when you're talking about we got Sam Williams, right?
Yeah.
But we have Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
If we didn't have Micah Parsons in any other draft, everybody would be going crazy about Sam Williams.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We would be like, what we got? Look what we got. Oh, we about to go. You feel me?
Yeah.
But now it's just average because of what you have in Micah Parsons.
Right.
That was a great analogy. I just want to bring that up. That was a great analogy.
We acting like 4'4s grown trees on defensive ends.
On 6'4", 265 pounds.
Yeah, bro, that's we and Law. I'm starting to go against Dante and go with Sam because of the report. Because of the reports.
Yeah.
Cause see, speed coming off that edge, even though it wasn't pads, you can see it. Just like it was speed coming off the edge last year with Parsons. Remember?
Yeah.
It was reports of, man, Parsons off that edge. It was all kind of reports early. It's the same kind of reports on Sam.
And here's the thing
I
is,
think
when
you know what else, fellas?
y'all go back and watch that tape, him versus Evan Neal. He had Evan beat, but he had no technique. He had no uses of his hands. He didn't know what he was doing. Like, oh, I'm this fast guy. I'm in the backfield. What I supposed to do next, boss? You know? So I really think that they're going to horn in on his hand technique, get his hands together, get his separation, and he got to get skinny and knife in there, and they can do all type. Look, wait till they start doing twist stunts and things like that. It's going to get crazy because he can play in the inside too. So y'all, look, I don't want to outspeak my wisdom teeth, but I'm quite sure that this dude is going to figure out ways to get sacks. People fail to realize the SEC ain't nothing to sneeze at. And how many sacks he had? 13, 14, 12, 13?
Yeah.
He's going to get that
12.5.
12.5.
Yeah.
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 Well, and you know what? Just to that last point, though, Law, what you were saying, I think the reason why he has the opportunity to be able to get that, Boston Law, is because he's not coming in with the pressure, even though he's a second-round pick.
Yeah.
He's not coming in with that pressure of he's got to be the day one starter. He's got to be the guy. And I feel like that would be more pressure on him because when everybody looked at the draft publications for Sam Williams, a lot of people are saying, got to work in the run game, got to do some things. But what they did say about him is he's going to be a pass rush specialist in his early years. So meaning if you got a Fowler starting and you got a Dorrance Armstrong Jr. who's going to get a lot of work because they re-signed him and he's a veteran, right? They're going to get the beginning work. You bring a Sam Williams on the third down, you ain't thinking about him. He get those sneaky sacks.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Man,
Final
that's good,
words.
man. That's a good Kool-Aid right there, y'all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's why this is why I like the Breakout show. We do this once a year.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be the show we go revisit too. This is gonna be the show we go be. This gonna be the show around week 10, week 12. We go replay this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hold
Let's
us
see.
accountable.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I gotta say this one. I gotta say this one last thing. Boss is gonna beat us again because he picked up the whole offensive squad.
No. I had less than last year, big dog. I put about 80 cats on there last year.
The team, man. Yeah.
All right, but my final words. I would say for my final words, man. We at the slow part of the season in the off season, so you know you're going to be getting a lot of more content from all of us individually. I already told the brothers today we go take a small little break from the final word. To where I am, Law is not, Big is not. I am. I'm I gotta recharge because once we get into the season, we not stopping. Period. So y'all just be patient and likely we go come back. We go make some things even better, more efficient. So thank y'all for following all of us. Boss Cowboy Sports, Big Game James, the OC, Law Nation. And y'all also put y'all bold predictions because we go review this show and we go I ain't gonna say hold accountable, But this is gonna be kind of like a way to sharpen our skills on making analysis on our team. So y'all continue to follow all these channels. Make sure you go hit the like on every one of the channels before you get up out of here. Push this type of content to the top by supporting us all. That's my final word. Y'all stay up.
Good final word. My final word is real brief. Just bouncing off Boss. Just continue to support us like no other, and especially when we're all trying to go to camp. It's been a kind of a ritual thing for myself. I know Law's been doing it. Boss is trying to get out there, and we're all trying to get out there at the same time. So if that does happen, folks, and we're out there all the same week, please really, really support our videos. Really push those videos. We're going to have a lot of great content to you, try to get interviews. We're really going to go hard in the paint for you guys, try to get you the best content, out there in Cali. But please just continue to really push us when we're out there and really support us like no other. It's going to be a, good season for what we're trying to do. And let's just continue to go hard in the paint and let's see what happens.
No doubt, man, and I really appreciate everybody for watching these shows, man, and we're going to try to keep it going even when we out there at Oxnard. So I really appreciate you guys for your donations, your love, and adulations as it relates to like, sharing, and subscribing. Shout out to you, Life Crazy, for the super chat, and shout out to you as well. I got another person that made, is it Ranel Williams? Appreciate you for the super chat. He said, if you lean on a newly built fence, rookies, the concrete isn't dry yet and it will fall over. So you're right. Let's give this fence time to dry. So that's good words of wisdom there, Cowboy Nation. So with that being said, you already know on my end, there is absolutely
no days off.
I know, bro.
No days off. So I may still continue to go live. And I may have to put on Tuesday nights or what have you, the final word show with Law,
I hope so, bro. Hey, I just don't want to drive, dog. Okay, I come.
No, it's good.
I just don't want to drive.
Get you some rest, man. And Cowboy Nation, let's build this thing together, man. We heading into 5 weeks of no activity. There will be some independent, inductive type of study with players, film assessment, hand placement, knee bend, and all of that stuff coming from all of our channels. So be sure to help us grow in the lean time, because that's when I know for sure those are the real ones that's with this channel and help growing this thing when there's nothing. It's desolate. But there's always Cowboys content. They're going to be breaking news tomorrow, right? Big Gabe James and Boss Cowboy. There's going to be somebody with some, here we go. Breaking news out of Frisco. We seen a cat put on a Cowboys helmet, and he walked across the stage there. That black cat, remember, he gave us bad luck. Now he's bringing us good luck, by the way. More news at 5, So I can't wait to see y'all, man. That's my final word. Let's go, Cowboy Nation.
Let's go, man. All right. Yeah, man. So we gonna be back, and then I'm talking about a break. I might change my mind in 2 days. We'll see. Sure. So
man,
y'all
take that break and recharge, get ready, and go hard.
Take that break.
Thank you, dog. Yeah, for real.
For real.
There's about 3 of me.
Ain't nothing better than that break.
I'm cloned 3 times, boss. It's just more than one.
I see you, Law. I see you. God, dog. Yeah, you right, Big.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that.
Because the season is long,
you gotta
bro.
recharge, big dog.
The season is real long.
Hey,
and we gonna be grinding.
Just like NBA players, college players, how they go hard and they need that little break. You need it too, dog, because it gets your mind right, and so you can just go super back hard in the paint. You know how to do it.
Yeah, appreciate that, big dog. I'm gonna follow that to the T. But you know how it is, man. Sometimes that content be burning in your bones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you just need to come out one day like, I'm just gonna go live right quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. It ain't gonna be like we've been busting it. It's gonna be kind of like when it's in my gut. I feel that. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. But the final word, man, it's gonna be even better this season, man. We got a lot of stuff planned. Y'all stay on the lookout. Them training camps gonna be fire. From Cali all the way to Dallas. Believe me.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to the Facebook squad, too.
Facebook squad.
too legit.
People too legit.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the
Where my guy at, man? Where my guy at right here? Here you go, right here.
You merely adopted the dark.